Story at 4, water samples revealed a microscopic parasite found here in a Baltimore City reservoir. Paul Gessler reports from Druid Hill Park on why officials are not issuing a boil water advisory.
Baltimore City Health and Public Works officials say the levels of cryptosporidium found here at the Druid Lake Reservoir were so low they were tough to detect by the analyst. That also makes it tough to pinpoint the source. Clarence Young walks this path around Druid Hill Park regularly. He heard Thursday morning, along with the rest of the public, newly mandated water samples at the reservoir came back positive for a microscopic parasite known as cryptosporidium.
And then after this pandemic, you have a situation with the water. Yeah, one would be a little afraid or paranoid about that.
The risk has been determined to be low based on the data from DPW.
There is no boil water advisory, but the alert recommends precautions like boiling water and bottled water for vulnerable communities, those immunocompromised, children, and the elderly. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, and fever.
The fact that I'm in that vulnerable range of something happening, you have to take precautions.
Since the samples take a week to return results, water from the reservoir has been released, affecting parts of Baltimore and Howard counties. Officials there were alerted Wednesday.
I might have a little bottle of water left over from the last situation.
Young is referring to a wide-ranging, week-long boil water advisory last September after E. coli was found in West Baltimore water. The city administrator Thursday drew a distinction between then and now.
I don't want us to conflate E. coli with cryptosporidium. These are two completely different things. I think the big takeaway from this call is that we believe that our drinking water remains safe for the general population.
Last year, it took 2 days to notify the public of a contamination. We found out about Tuesday's positive test Thursday morning after the city notified state and federal environmental agencies. City officials say a years-long project to cover the open-air water supply here is set to be completed by the end of the year, per an EPA order. We don't expect the results from that additional testing until next week, but water samples from Loch Raven, Pretty Boy, and Liberty reservoirs all came back clean. Reporting from Druid Hill Park, I'm Paul Gessler for WJZ.